Hello fellow 3D enthusiast, my name is Ian, and today I wanted to share with you another nice transition effect, and this time we're going to be using masks. Now this technique ends up being a little bit more towards the style side of things, but that said, it can be pretty beneficial if you're trying to work on a really nice long take and you've got multiple shots that you need to stitch together, or even if you just have two takes that you like some of the stuff in both of them, but they're not quite perfect, so you want to stick them together. And so this is a really good way to seamlessly do that. There's a good example of that in the new Quiet Place Part 2 movie, where there's a really nice long take, but they had to do a stunt, so they wanted to mash two different clips together, and they actually used this transition to get that effect.
Dude, stop it with the second logo.
How come he keeps doing the intro so long? Okay, so once again, we are in a blank Blender scene. Let's go up to File, New, and Video Editing. Now at this point, we can just divide this a little bit more evenly, and let's switch this to a movie clip editor, and let's start importing our movie clips. So here are the two clips I'm going to use. You can see this first one is a bit of a zoom in, a pan, something's going across the front of the frame here, and then that will just transition into another shot here, a bit of a pan, and then it's pointing at a campfire. And the whole idea is, for this first shot, when this thing wipes across the front of the frame, this whole part is going to be our next shot, and it's going to transition pretty nice and seamlessly. So the way we're going to achieve this is by adding in a mask when this thing wipes across the frame. And so let's go ahead and open up this clip in the movie clip editor here. I've just imported it in, and I'm going to switch from tracking to mask mode. And let's just go Control Space to make that full screen. And let's find the part where that actually pans across the frame. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to drop in a mask here. Let's start just when it's super nice and visible. I'm going to hold down Control and left click and drag. Actually, let's just take all this, delete it real quick, and instead of dragging the mouse after we hold Control, let's just click it, and then we have single points, and there's not going to be any curve in our mask. I'm going to go Alt-C here at the end, and let's just grab this guy and kind of place it roughly along here. You can see it's really blurry, so to make that less harsh of an edge, I'm going to go Alt-S, and that will turn on some feathering for us. And we can get it feathered out to about this point, I'd say. And I think that's a pretty good mask for now. Let's go Control Space, back out of full screen, and just enable auto keyframes really quick down here. And then back into it, select everything with A and hit G, and that'll just drop in a keyframe down here. And now it's just a matter of matching up our mask for the rest of the footage, which really isn't too difficult. So let's select these two guys along the side here, grab them, then just move them over here, making sure that's tracking through the footage nice. We can actually even go to this last frame, select everything, and move our whole mask over. And then this next frame, it just completely is off camera. So let's just go through here. Yep, that's looking pretty good. For this first frame, let's make sure the mask is completely off the camera as well. And then it matches up all throughout the pan. Cool. Okay, so we've got a nice mask going on. Let's minimize this a bit here and actually do some work here. I'm going to box select our two audio clips and just delete those because we're not messing with audio right now. And we're at the point where the pan is completely over. So we can select this first clip and hit K with our cursor on the right side of it. That way the axis is selected and we can just delete it. And let's grab this second clip and just look real quick at it. Yeah, okay. So the pan is right about here in the second clip. And so let's just see if we can drop that underneath the first clip and see if it matches up. So you can see for the first clip, we still haven't set up any of the transparency. So let's select that first clip, go into modifiers here on the side panel, add strip modifier, and we're going to use the mask. Let's just set that to mask and select the mask we created. Now you can see it turns transparent, but the bottom clip isn't actually showing through yet. So let's go back up to strip here and switch that from cross to alpha over. And now you can see we've got the second clip right underneath there. And let's see what this transition is looking like. Okay, that's not terrible. You can see the speed of the two shots is a little bit different, but it does have a nice motion to it, and I think that's pretty acceptable. So I know this is a lot in 2 weeks about video editing, and normally I share about 3D visual effects on this channel. So if you're really interested in learning more about visual effects in Blender, especially the 3D side of things, I've created a completely free video for you. And in this video, I go over 5 different tips that will help you to integrate your CG creations into actual footage. And so if that sounds helpful to you, there's a link in the description. Definitely go ahead and give that a click. But I'd say we're done here. So I hope you have an excellent day, and cheers!